Hi, it's Hazel. Welcome to my channel, Hazel and Aka Design. This is a thrift haul video, and I think one of the subsets or playlists on many channels that is one of the most popular, because I think we like to see what others have scored. How do we compare? Did we get something just as good, better, worse? What are prices like across North America? And of course, my channel is no exception. I just want to say that some of you have regularly commented on my thrifting videos, and I have to say some of you are beginning to cross a fine line from supportive to being enablers, so just a little heads up there. I'm just kidding, of course, because if you're new to the channel, you probably haven't had me or heard me declare myself to be the queen of rationalization. So I use that as a justification, if you will, for buying certain things and paying certain prices. So if you ever find yourself backed into a corner where you need a reason, just use a comparison of some sort. So for instance, let me show you. Okay, so maybe $3 for these stamps was a bit higher. It's called Fabulous You. I think they're typically a picture of what this looks like. Anyway, it's this brand, close to the heart, my acrylics, I don't know. So this is what it looks like. So there's a bird and some text. Wonderful, fabulous you, sort of a Harlequin thing. Friends forever, and then this one is another bird, flowers, and text. Okay, it's $3. Queen of rationalization. I could say to you, and you would believe me because you know it's true, that $3 hardly buys anyone a coffee these days, and we know that that's sort of in one end and out the other. So use that if you need to. I'm just saying. Anyway, okay, so this thrift haul, I had to go out of town the other day, or well, everywhere I go is out of town, but I had to go to a town I haven't been to for a long time because they have a Service Canada office there, and I was trying to renew my passport. And I was surprised that they had moved from kind of a little hole-in-the-wall, multi-room, little warren, kind of not a very good location, to right on Main Street, light, bright, and I was happy to find them there. Anyway, so I have some personal stuff here, like you know that I'm on the lookout for well-priced silk flowers because I have that gigantic planter out front. Now, obviously, I'm not putting anything in now in October, but by spring, I will want to have it full of color and flowers. So this whole bunch here, these Cymbidium orchids, well, 2 stems of orchids and a peony. Where the heck is the tag? I think this was something crazy like $2, so of course I'm going to take it. And then here are some obviously smaller, cheaper irises. But again, good color and the price was right. I also bought a couple of audiobooks there. I'm not going to bother showing them to you, but they were reasonably well priced. This is a foam wedge, $2. Now, I don't know about you, but the very best part of going for a physio treatment is when they put that wedge under your knees, because doesn't it just feel great? This is obviously not a professional grade. It's not very big. I don't know if it's going to do the trick or not, But if you're ever lying on your back, you know that if you elevate your knees slightly, whether it's a pillow or a wedge, that you will prevent some back pain. So, speaking of you guys being enablers, I spent $2 on a jar of buttons. Haven't even really, until now, opened them up to see what. The thing that appealed to me here was the bright colors, because I'm going to carry, pardon the expression, do a monkey see, monkey do, carry the paper monkey, and do, as soon as I reasonably can, do kids, colorful, whimsical, young at heart kind of journal. So aren't there a lot of good ones here? Can't remember the name of the subscriber that basically said, you can never have too many buttons. I mean, I'm paraphrasing. She said it far more cleverly than that, but so basically that was the rationale here. Now, I don't know what I'm going to, sorry about the noise, what I'm really going to do with these, because if you did watch my organizational video on how I store my buttons, or how I sort my buttons, you'll know that a lot of those containers were pretty well at their limit. They were full. So I'll have to see what I can squeeze in the right colors, because of course that's how I pretty well sort anything, or certainly buttons anyway. I'll just pick up the last of these. This should have been the last thing I showed, not the first. Anyway, buttons. Okay, that I thought was an okay price. Oops, there goes the cover. Another thing that, and I should stop buying these, but I did, these wedding invitation kits. So this is essentially a brand new kit for doing 50 invitations. So that means that within this box, there are these oversized big envelopes. So where's my handy dandy ruler? Almost 8 3/4 by 5 3/4. So I think that's kind of a very light cream. It's not pure white, that's for sure. Then there is this size. And these would be 5 5/8 by 4 1/2. Whoops. Some instructions. Some ribbon pieces. So that's kind of almost like a buff color or something. These that are probably RSVP cards, so there's a perforation there. So could those not be great journaling cards? Maybe after a person has, what is the size there? After a person has dyed them, or even use them as is. 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So lots of those. Well, 50, I guess. These that have the perforation, or not the holes that have been punched, that you thread the ribbon through. Okay, so I guess this is the prototype here. So you've got the ribbon that holds this paper to this beautiful paper. Like, come on. I think that I'm going to have to make it my business, because I do have several of these now, to do a video or two on some practical ways to use up these kits, because I'm sure you guys are seeing them just as I do. What else? bought this bag of burlap flowers. A lot of them are fairly flat. These guys are, something this dimensional would have to be on a cover. So there are a few of those. I don't know how these purple ones got in there, but hey, I love purple, so that's a good thing. I didn't realize how much people loved rickrack until I did that video on miles of rickrack and piles of gift wrap. Clever title, if I do say so myself. Anyway, it seems so many of you love riffraff. So many of you love riffraff and rickrack. That I thought, okay, I'm not going to consider that bad news when I come across it anymore. Because I always thought, oh, rickrack, come on, give me some seam binding. So now they say that, okay, they're calling this hem tape, but I would say that that is seam binding. Iron-on hem tape. It also looks the same. I didn't realize there was an iron-on version. Metallic baby rickrack. So hey, Christmas. 2 of those. So these cost 50 cents each. This was at 25 cents. Now these hem. Now they're calling this seam binding, but it's that lacy thing. Not often that I find anything in navy. So seam binding, 25 cents. Here are a couple of light blues. I hope I didn't pay $1 for this. Oh, you know what? This is twill tape. So maybe that's fine. In black. So there are those. These are tagged. Now they have a Dollarama price tag on them. But I figured 10 craft paper tags and twine for 75 cents. As we like to say, cheap as borscht. This, and I didn't realize, I didn't pay attention. This is $1 or $2 price tag of $2. This I paid $1 for. It's a little tiny cross-stitch reindeer kit. Now, it's been a long time since I did a kit, but this is tiny. Oh, it even, does it? Yes, it even has a little metal hanger in the back, or in the kit. So I'm thinking that it shouldn't take too much effort to do this. And since I succumbed to the pressure, and I am going to do some Christmas journals. So if I get my homework done, you may see this again in completed form. This looks like something I've seen at Dollarama. Don't see any labels or stickers or whatever. Paid $1 for it. And of course, I always gravitate to the H's. You can only imagine why. So I probably didn't need this, but it's $1 for heaven's sakes. And I'm sure that there are some very clever things that we can do with this. Just have to put some brain power to work here. Bought this deck of cards, still sealed, with those 2 cute little birds on them. So again, I need playing cards like I need a hole in the head, but I do have bundles in my Etsy store, so I will be able to, add that to my inventory. So here is another $3 set of stamps. This one is called Potential, and these are the kind that I don't understand why there isn't an actual picture of the design. But anyway, okay, so these are the kinds of stamps I like. Flourishy, fleur-de-lis, bit of text, but these kind of decorative ones, because they're so, you know, one of these days we're just going to have to forget all our worries, all our troubles, and just do some mindless stamping, because it does make a person feel good. Now this I paid 50 cents for. I don't really know what it is. It says punch needle, cute little designs. Oh, see, I didn't open it to see if this thing was actually in there, but it is, so that's good. So from what I gather, oh, look at all that embroidery. Oh, and someone even started it. That doesn't look that good, does it? Maybe it's supposed to look like, green shag rug. Anyway, I figured whether or not, I didn't realize this was in because I didn't open the box. But the instructions are here. There's lots of embroidery thread. This is old, it's 2006. The company name is Dimensions. Live, love, and laugh. That should be a mantra that all of us live by. And I thought, worst case scenario, if this, oh, and what's this fine wire? Oh, maybe that's how you thread it. I don't know. Anyway, I thought worst case scenario, if that needle thing is missing, I can just embroider that, slow stitch it, you know, whatever. But it's here, so that's even better. I might have to take this on the retreat with me. Although I do have to remember that the light in that place is pretty darn poor. And again, I've said this before, because it's a mountainous, because it's in the mountains, of course, when the sun goes down, the sun goes down. See, we in Alberta are very lucky because and I don't know if this is Montana's catchphrase too, but I consider that we live in big sky country. Our skies are big and bright and, you know, mostly cloudless. So during daylight saving time, we have sunshine, or we have light from, I don't know, we have light for maybe 15 hours or so. So when my son and his family visit from Colorado, they are just stunned at how light it is at 9 or 10 in the evening. Anyway, neither here nor there. I thought this was kind of cool. Now it says Easy Transfers, 50 cents, iron-on appliques. The directions are there. I'm thinking this is going to look pretty darn attractive. Wouldn't this be cool? Now, I don't know what this, I shouldn't be wasting your time trying to figure this out on air. I thought it was so funny. The other day I watched one of Angela's, the Traveling Crafter video. Oh, I know. It was the one where she was gushing all about me. And talking about Harvest, and Harvest, the new thing that she and Carol have created called Autumn Harvest. Wait, sorry, I'm getting this wrong. Something Harvest. She showed some magazines, and you should really find the video and perhaps choose to take part in it. Anyway, it's about sort of sending magazines back and forth between friends, and harvesting images out of them that you want, and then sending them on to someone else, who then adds a couple more magazines and sends it on to, you know, and so on and so on. Anyway, she showed some magazines called Mary Jane, which I'd never seen or heard of before, and those look awesome, by the way. But anyway, she was talking about her 94-year-old grandmother. And she said, well, do you need this for your show? And I thought, well, isn't that true? It's almost like we have a show on TV. Anyway, long story to get to that simple point. I thought her grandmother sounded really cute anyway. So thanks for coming to watch my show. Now this is a slipcase and a book called The Alchemist, and it's by Paulo Coelho. I don't know if that's how you say it. I have this book, I think in paperback, and I also have an audio book. And the message, if you haven't read it, is so truthful and hopeful and one of those life lesson type things. And so when I saw this book, and it was in mint condition, and the lovely slipcase and this grungy look, and this one is even illustrated, I thought, well, you know, there's some books that a person will just never part with. And I don't necessarily mean books that we've acquired for our paper crafting and journal making, but I just mean even personal books. And this is one of those such books. So to be able to find one in mint condition that is illustrated and looks this good, you know, layout and design and cover wise, and has a slipcase is just, and did I mention that you can't even get a decent coffee for $3? So, hey, justification, rationalization. This is a package of gift wrap. Now, it says wedding, but I looked at these images, and I love them because they look like inchies. They probably are inchies. Pretty darn close, maybe 3, well, whatever, close enough. But there are so many, and I hope the glare isn't bad, so many on here that are not, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean wedding. Lily of the Valley, a dove, a rose, a heart with love, a couple of champagne glasses, or whatever, yeah, you know, for toasting. Is that it? A butterfly. And in a color that I don't often see. So I don't even know. Oh, 25 cents. No brainer. I tend to buy envelopes where I see them. There's supposed to be 6 in here. I can't. 6 of them. She charged me $1. 6 of these. Now this is 5 by 11.5. These a person doesn't encounter as often, I find. So again, some of these would be perfect for shipping out Etsy orders. So again, I'm pausing to wipe away a tear. My Etsy store isn't as busy as I would hope it would be. But when I do have an order to pack, hey, I've got envelopes, baby. Okay, this is a 25 cents. This is an almost empty box, whoops, of transparency film for laser printers and plain paper copiers. Now, to be honest, I'm going to have to Google what to do with this because I've never used transparency film. I believe I have more somewhere. I just don't know, like it from a crafting perspective, what I should be doing with this. But for 25 cents, I can certainly experiment. Now, I just have a few of these books to show you, or magazines. And then that'll be it for today. Okay, so this is, I paid $3 again. That must have been the magic number. This is, it says No Sew Fabric Applique Butterfly Collection by Daisy Kingdom. Just iron with fusible web and finish with slick paint. Now, I suppose this looks painted, but I don't see any need to do that. Unless maybe a person wanted to. We don't have a staple puller here. Or do I? That's not it, but I need this. Little by little, I'm trying to put aside the things that I need to pack for my retreat. Anyway, I'll just probably wreck this to get it out. I thought, well, those butterflies are great. And if a person could iron this on to something, can you imagine that being a book cover? Oh. Boy, wouldn't it be great to have a staple puller? Do it the hard way. Okay, I don't think I saw a dimension of the fabric on the paper. So there are the instructions. Obviously, I'll have to read those. Even fussy cutting around these butterflies on this packaging will be a good thing. Okay, so this is what there is. Oh, see, it's not really such a great layout, so a person would probably, well, I mean, I don't have to do what they say. I do have fusible web, but I could just cut around and glue them down, or cut around and slow stitch on top of them, or cut around and add some, what are they called? Nouveau drops or something? I only have a few, I think 4 colors or something, because I didn't want to go hog wild. Anyway, I think that these are cool. Okay. It just kills me how these packages of stationery, you know, what used to be 100 sheets back in the day, obviously not at Dollar Tree, but say places like Staples, they're either dwindling in size or they're not available at all. And I used to buy the ones that I thought I could easily use for when I perform a marriage, so that I give the couple a folder, like a folder with a copy of their ceremony in it, their customized ceremony. So if it was, you know, something with a rose or champagne glasses, or, you know, nice marbled thing, or even an actual wedding themed paper, that was what I would buy and use. So here we're down to 32 sheets, and well, I paid $1, which is probably what it cost in the store. But anyway, I don't often see these, so I grabbed them. This is kind of a funky pattern here. This, anyway, they are what they are. And what can you get for $1? Okay, now this one is 50 cents. And it says Tulip Iron-On Designs, Soft Images by Mary Collier. Now, a sunflower, a fairy, a little girl, some floral stuff. Was I likely to leave this behind? And even an interesting envelope. So I did peek inside because it was open. So this, of course, is in reverse. Oh, it looks like you get 2. No, you get 2. So why these papers? I don't understand. I'll have to read this. Does it say how many? I don't know. Anyway, clearly, because this is in reverse, although if a person covered that, it wouldn't matter. But is that not cute? So again, more reading. Luckily, I'm not afraid of an iron or an ironing board, so, oh, I should protect this a bit. And I don't know. See, I don't understand why this is, unless the design just sort of transferred from sitting, because this doesn't look new at all. This probably was a craze way back when, and anyway, I don't think these things ever spoil, so hopefully, mind you, then I'd be out 50 cents, so not too shabby. Okay, if I wouldn't have committed to doing Christmas journals, I certainly would not have picked up a Christmas book. 50 cents, though. Now, what is this? Lewis Craft Christmas Collection 7. So is this all floor? Oh, so look at all these things to fussy cut. It looks like I'm going to have to take this to Canmore with me. And even these things are so cool. These line drawings. Now, mind you, they've got all these. But so what? This could still be... I don't know. Who am I trying to convince? You or me? Yeah. Definitely worth 50 cents. Fruit and Flower Fantasy by Joyce Morrison. Oh, I should be trying to find a date so that you guys would know what vintage this is. Apparently no one cares. There's the copyright warning, but no date. Anyway, doesn't matter. Okay, Fruit and Flower. Susan Shui, whatever. 1997 on this one. So it looks like it's sort of toll painting. But again, look at these designs that could easily be fussy cut or even the basis of a collage. These little cute little covers could be cut out. Sometimes I think people feel that these books are, you know, so out of date. The fad has come and gone. So sometimes you can get them for really good prices. Should you so desire. Strawberries. And they just have that retro look to them. Okay, Creative Collage. I said to her that some of these books don't have prices. What are you going to charge me? I think that's a strategy. If you see things that are unpriced, if you, not in a confrontational way, but in a very direct way, say, what will you charge me for this? I think that the number will always be lower than if you don't ask and they just pick a number out of the air. Anyway, that's my theory. So she said 25 cents. And I said, sold. Okay, so what have we got here? So basically it's showing some, I guess, three-dimensional collage projects. Wait, somebody the other day in a thrift haul was talking about bottle caps. And in fact, when I was looking for all my Christmas stuff and, over hill and dale looking for where I might have stuck it, I found that I had a bag of bottle caps as well. So have to think about something for those. But anyway, so boxes and some of the, oh, that's kind of not attractive, my opinion. So just some cute ideas that could be, again, just cut out and used, like fussy cut type items. Keepsake journals. Holy cow, were they talking about that way back in, what year is this? I don't know. All occasion tags. An Age of Romance, you know. So there are some early iterations of paper crafting. Oh my God, this book was $16. Oh, 2004. That's almost 20 years ago. This, of course, the appeal here is that it's black and white and it's very obviously dated. Now, what are these people making? Is that knitting? I guess knitting. 1945. Thank you very much. See, a page like this would be really cute to cut all these little book covers out. That's what I would do. And there's something very sort of mesmerizing about these knitting instructions because, of course, they're, well, maybe this is what I'm really talking about, you know, the knitting and the purling. See, something like that is a different look than normal script. The girls this size, so this must be 8.5 by 11. So if a person, how do we have, oh, see. Anyway, if I decided that I love her and fussy cut around her, she could end up in an art journal quite nicely because these women all have a certain look to them. Look at those jackets. Look at those shoulder pads. So that's a good one. Okay, so this is a cross-stitch book. As I recall, I flipped through this. I didn't know if there was too much usable inside, but I thought these, and this is, you know, obviously cardstock weight. These 4 things would be tags in and of themselves. Now, of course, there is this kind of stuff where there are the symbols, like in the legend for the pattern, the symbols, the color names, the numbers, color numbers in 2 different companies, Anchor and DMC. So I have used this sort of stuff in collages. Now this, obviously the projects are bigger than they can get on one page. So, you know, you don't get the whole impact of the image because they're having to divide it up. But, okay, here's more like if you use that, you could actually see, well, that's a grandmother. That's a kid and her doll. That's a mother and half a child. $19.95 for that one. And this is the last one. McCall's Book of Flowers, Handcraft Series, Volume 5. How to Make Fabulous Flowers. Stitch, weave, bead, crochet, and more. Copyright, the first date is 1970. The last one is 77. So again, little covers like this are cute. Order forms are cute. And I'm sure there's some good stuff in here. So there will be there will be these kinds of little things that are, again, almost inchy size. Drawings, like so. Color photos of the finished product or something they're trying to sell you. Oh, I guess, yeah, if you wanted to order a kit, that's what it would look like. You know, quilts. So these are great for collage or tags or, you know, even signature pages if you fold them down a bit. So think about this. This is 50 some years old. Okay, they're calling that paper craft. Crisp, full blooming flowers and lace doilies cut from tissue paper and glued. table accessories right are glued layers of tissue paper strips. Boy, that is not very durable. I mean, it's, you know, talk about a punch of color, but would you want that on a tablecloth? Oh, I think I've seen these in real life. These beaded flowers. Okay, so it's page 66. Okay, so and look at these green pages with green ink. So they do have full instructions, so good. Oh, aren't the irises and tulips cool? Pansies. Wow. Could you actually sleep in this room? Between that wallpaper, that hard chair, those spindles that probably your head bump up against, and that wild quilt. Whoa. So much for soothing. Okay, all those green pages are lovely. I basically, when I flipped through, I saw this and I thought, yes. I didn't even see all these colored pages. Okay, decoupage with dimension. So they're using shadow box frames. Transformed 3 or more okay, so it's sort of like paper towel in a sense. Okay, what are these? Those are flowers made from crepe paper and wax. Some of these things maybe need to come around another time. If I'm not mistaken, is this stuff not called Bargello? Yeah, Bargello bands. Cushions. Wow. Padded frames. We used to do padded picture frames in our store as class. We had classes of that. This is kind of wild. Okay, what are they doing here? Painted on designs. Oh, this is nice. These would make excellent tags or little journaling cards. Crewel embroidery. I'm lingering a little too long here, I think. Okay, done. Thank you so much for joining me. As you can see, I do have some homework that I need to do, things to read, things to iron, and I'm just glad that you could join me. And I hope that if you're out and about thrifting, probably the season for garage sales is almost over in many parts of the world. Estate sales, all those usual haunts for deals. I hope that you score something wonderful and share it with the rest of us. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe, like, comment, show me your sense of humor, and yeah, let's keep building this community of people with shows and people who are watching the shows. Anyway, thanks guys. See you in the next one. Bye.